Negative online reviews can be a good thing for your business. I'm going to explain to you today how you can take these negative reviews and actually turn them into a positive very easily and actually make your store a lot more sales. My name is Maria Sparagas, and I help tons of 7- and 8-figure merchants optimize their conversions and get effective payment processing for their business. Today, I'm going to talk to you about negative reviews because it affects pretty much every business. Whether you're an online business or whether you have a physical store and so forth, you've been likely caught off guard by a customer who's complained and who is causing negative feedback and a negative tone for your business. Did you know that even with almost a stellar rating,
I got great reviews,
your customers will go ahead and try to find the one or two or couple of negative reviews so they can get an idea of what complaints customers may have of your business. And this can actually cause an up to 42% loss in conversions. Even if most of your reviews are positive, you can still suffer tremendously by those few negative reviews. Now, let me tell you a little story about something that happened to me. So I was looking for a web development company. After trying a lot of different offshore options, I decided I wanted to stay local and find a company in North America that I can work with that has the same time zone where I can meet with them also in person. So what I did is I actually Googled it, looked through a couple of them, and I found one that had 5-star reviews, over 100 of them. So I was like, wow, that's over 100 5-star reviews. That's amazing. I didn't dig too much deeper in there. So I just went ahead, I hired them, had a very pleasant call with one of the salespeople, and they started working on my project. That's where the problem started. Within a couple of weeks, I started noticing response time got really late. I was actually trying to reach out to them and talk to different people in their dev team. They told me that they were actually local, but soon enough, I realized because of the response time and how long it was taking to actually get any feedback, they were actually just outsourcing it to an offshore team and just charging me North American prices.
Well, that's going to cost you.
I complained about it. I was not happy actually even with the quality of the work. It just felt like it was just very sloppily put together. Unfortunately, I had already paid a 50% deposit. I was quite disappointed. And when I mentioned my disappointment, what happened is they disappeared. They stopped answering my emails. They stopped taking my phone calls. It was pretty much a disaster, and I lost quite a bit of money. So I was very surprised about this experience, and it actually taught me a little lesson. Now, what I did is I went back onto Google because I was like, well, I want to leave my feedback as well, because this company seems to have only customers who say great things about them, but it can't be because my experience was so poor. How is it possible? So I went onto Google, typed the company's name, looked through their reviews, and I noticed something extremely suspicious.
It's very strange over there.
And that was that pretty much 95% of the people who had been reviewing them had reviewed less than 3 other companies. So if you know anything about, Google reviews and so forth, is that people who review usually have a ton of reviews behind them. They don't just review 1 or 2. So I started looking into these profiles of the people who reviewed, and they looked fake.
2 very enthusiastic thumbs up.
That's it. It was just fake reviews, fake people. So what it seems like this company did was just hire, or create all these fake Google personas and created all these fake reviews. And I went a step further and I started reading a few of these reviews. They were usually just like about a line, really didn't say much about the service experience or the product and so forth. So that's when I figured I'd been had. And this was a few years back. So obviously a lot of consumers are now understanding that when somebody has too many good reviews, that's also a cause for suspicion. There's nobody and no business out there that is perfect. There's always going to be that one negative experience or somebody who just doesn't like your product or service for whatever reason. It's very hard to say that you would have 5-star reviews forever with nobody complaining about anything.
That is suspicious.
So keep in mind that perfection is actually very suspicious to a lot of customers as well. And for myself, being caught by a company that pretty much faked all their reviews and had a stellar rating, I now actually actively look for the negative reviews so I can make sure that they actually have people who complain and they're actually real reviews that are being left on there. We're taking it a step further and consumers are getting smarter and smarter. So the days of hiring a company so they can leave you 1,000 great reviews and so forth, that's past, because customers now know that too many good reviews is actually going to have the opposite effect and it's going to be suspicious for them. So keep that in mind and don't erase your negative reviews. Your negative reviews actually are an opportunity for you, first of all, to learn what your customers are saying about you. And if there is an opportunity for you to fix something in your business, if there's something negative that keeps coming up, this is a great opportunity for you to fix it and learn more how to better serve your customers. Now, how can you turn negative reviews into a positive? So how you respond is key. How you respond to your customers is what other potential customers are going to read. So first of all, respond quickly. If somebody leaves you a negative review, you can't leave it up there for a couple of weeks before you respond. So timing is imperative. You should ideally respond within 24 hours because you risk losing a lot more customers if customers go on there and see a negative review without a response. That actually hurts your business even more than the negative review. So keep in mind, try to have a process in place where you get alerted of any review and you respond within 24 hours. At least, to tell a customer that you've acknowledged this issue and that you're going to look into it. Number two, you can use your customer service skills to really dazzle the complaining customer and dazzle potential customers. Now, what I mean by that is, even if the customer is completely wrong and just misunderstood the situation, or, perhaps was aggressive in dealing with you and so forth, you always want to go in with kindness. You always want to try to understand your customer.
Give me 3 minutes, I'll dazzle you.
Your customer service can actually impress other customers and say, wow, this merchant or this business owner actually cares. So in addition to responding quickly, what you want to do is acknowledge the issue and provide a resolution. Now, if you don't have a resolution, you can give them a quick summary of what you're planning to do and then ask them to reach out to you. Ideally, you're able to find these people. Usually it's tagged to some kind of Google profile and maybe you can find this customer, but if not, give them an invitation to reach out to you directly so you can resolve the problem. Now, that's not to say that your solution to all negative Google reviews is telling the customer, hey, reach out to me and we'll figure it out. What you want to do is you want to at least provide a brief explanation of what you're going to do to fix the problem and then invite your customer or whoever left that negative review to reach out to you. So it's important that you provide some of that insight. Not only will future customers see, how you're resolving problems, how quickly you're responding and so forth, but you'll be likely to impress them with your customer service skills. Now, if your customer reaches out to you or reads that resolution or is happy with that, you can also ask that customer to go back and update their review. Now, you don't want them to erase the negative review. You want them to just go on there and update with whatever happened in continuation of that negative review being posted. So you want them to say, this business came back to me and resolved my problem. I'm super happy, even though the initial purchase wasn't something that I was happy with. The merchant came back and fixed everything, so all is good. So that, that kind of interaction, not only will it help SEO, right? Because Google looks at reviews and ranks them very highly for SEO. But number two, all these different kind of iterations and conversations that you have with your customers is something that future customers and potential customers are reading, and it reinforces their buying decision. So a lot of times, personally, when I read reviews, it actually makes me feel warm and fuzzy about buying something. So I constantly read reviews. I do a couple of negative ones, a couple of ones in the middle, and a couple of ones that are good. And I try to make my assessment of, whether the negative ones represent something that I wouldn't like and whether the positive ones represent something that I do like in a business or a product. Customers use these interactions that you have with your customer to judge your business and decide whether they want to buy from you. And obviously, when it's, a larger purchase or when it's something that's expensive, customers will take a lot of time to read reviews on different sites.
Great reviews from the New York critics.
So don't just keep Google as your only place where you look at reviews and respond. You want to go through pretty much all the big review engines. You want to go through Yelp, Trustpilot, Facebook, LinkedIn, every social media platform. So I do understand that could be time consuming, but I will tell you that in terms of marketing dollars, you want to spend as much money as possible in your budget for responding to reviews, reviewing the different reviews, and making sure that you update your business processes for customers that are buying from you based on those negative reviews. This is a treasure trove for marketers. I mean, it really can make your business just so much more efficient and so much better by reading this. And because customers are hiding behind a veil, meaning they're not in your face, they actually are giving you real feedback. I mean, we've all been at dinner parties, right? Where, the host is serving something that's
Oh, hey, Keisha, the dinner was so amazing.
not the greatest. Face to face, somebody asks you, hey, how did you like this meal? Oh, it was great. Thank you so much. Awesome. Thanks. You don't really get much from that. What you want is really a review that's from the heart, real, and gives you information. So because these reviews are done online, you can pretty much trust that this is how the customer felt. Obviously, it can be a little bit intimidating and it can be a little bit upsetting to get negative reviews because, we all hold our businesses to heart, but it is very important and a critical key for you to read these and really understand them and respond quickly and effectively. And like I said, if you follow these steps, I guarantee you these negative reviews will be a positive for your business and it will help you thrive amongst your competition. If you have any comments or any feedback, please leave them down below. And if you've ever been had by a perfect reviewed business, please let me know. I'd like to make sure that I'm not the only one that fell for that trap. So thanks again for listening. Feel free to comment down below and smash that subscribe button for more great content.